Ecosystem, biomes, and species. What is ecosystem? Ecosystems are the interaction between the living things and the non-living things in a place. In an ecosystem, the plants, animals, and other organisms rely on each other and on the physical environment, the soil, water, and nutrients. For example, even though they are living in the same place, each species in an ecosystem has its own role to play. This role is called a niche. The niche for one species might be to climb trees and eat their food, while the niche for another species might be to hunt for small rodents. For a tree, a niche might be to grow tall and make food with the sun's energy through the process of photosynthesis. If the niche of two species is very similar, they might compete for food or other resources. Sometimes, ecosystems get out of balance. If, for example, it rains a lot and a type of bird that thrives with extra water increases in numbers, other species in the ecosystem might be crowded out. The birds might take food or space or other resources from other species. They might eat all the food. Sometimes, an ecosystem naturally gets back into balance. Other times, an ecosystem will become more and more out of balance. Today, human actions are having an impact on ecosystems all over the world. Making buildings and roads, fishing and farming all have an impact on ecosystems. Pollution on land, air pollution, and water pollution is sending many ecosystems out of balance too. There are two types of ecosystem: the terrestrial ecosystem and aquatic ecosystem. Terrestrial ecosystems are exclusively land-based ecosystems. There are different types of terrestrial ecosystems, distributed around various geological zones. They are as follows: forest ecosystems, grassland ecosystems, tundra ecosystems, and desert ecosystems. Forest ecosystem consists of several plants, animals, and microorganisms that live in coordination with the abiotic factors of the environment. Forests help in maintaining the temperature of the earth and are the major carbon sink. In a grassland ecosystem, the vegetation is dominated by grasses and herbs. Temperate grasslands, savanna grasslands are some of the examples of grassland ecosystem. Tundra ecosystem. Tundra ecosystems are devoid of trees and are found in cold climates or where rainfall is scarce. These are covered with snow for most of the year. The ecosystem in the Arctic mountaintop is a tundra type. Desert ecosystem. Desert ecosystems are found throughout the world. These are regions with very little rainfall. The days are hot and the nights are cold. The second type of ecosystem is the aquatic ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystems are present in a body of water. These can be further divided into two types, namely freshwater ecosystem and marine ecosystems. Freshwater ecosystem is an aquatic ecosystem that includes lakes, ponds, rivers, streams, and wetlands. These have no salt content in contrast with the marine ecosystem. Marine ecosystems include seas and oceans. These have a more substantial salt content and greater biodiversity in comparison to the freshwater ecosystem. Structure of the ecosystem. The structure of an ecosystem is characterized by the organization of both biotic and abiotic components. This includes the distribution of energy in our environment. It also includes the climatic conditions prevailing in that particular environment. The structure of an ecosystem can be split into two main components, namely biotic components and abiotic components. The biotic and abiotic components are interrelated in an ecosystem. It is an open system where the energy and components can flow throughout the boundaries. Biotic components. Biotic component is referred to all life in an ecosystem based on nutrition. Biotic components can be categorized into autotrophs, heterotrophs, and saprotrophs or decomposers. Producers includes all autotrophs such as plants. They are called autotroph as they can produce food through the process of photosynthesis. Consequently, all other organisms higher up on the food chain rely on producers for food. Consumers or heterotrophs are organisms that depend on other organisms for food. Consumers are further classified into primary consumers, secondary consumers, and tertiary consumers. Primary consumers are always herbivores that they rely on producers for food. Secondary consumers depend on primary consumers for energy. They can either be carnivore or an omnivore. Tertiary consumers are organisms that depend on secondary consumers for food. Tertiary consumers can also be an omnivore. Quaternary consumers are present in some food chains. These organisms prey on tertiary consumers for energy. Furthermore, they are usually at the top of a food chain as they have no natural predators. Decomposers include saprophytes such as fungi and bacteria. They directly thrive on the dead and decaying organic matter. Decomposers are essential for the ecosystem as they help in recycling nutrients reused by plants. Abiotic components are the non-living component of an ecosystem. It includes air, water, soil, minerals, sunlight, temperature, nutrients, wind, altitude, turbidity, etc. Functions of ecosystem. The functions of the ecosystem are as follows. Number 1. It regulates the essential ecological processes, support life system, and renders stability. Number 2. It is also responsible for the recycling of nutrients between biotic and abiotic components. Number 3. It maintains a balance among the various trophic levels in the ecosystem. Number 4. It cycles the minerals through the biosphere. Number 5. The abiotic components help in the synthesis of organic components that involves the exchange of energy. The important ecological concepts: the food chain, the ecological pyramids, and the food web. Food chain. The sun is the ultimate source of energy on Earth. It provides the energy required for all plant life. The plants utilize this energy for the process of photosynthesis, which is used to synthesize their food. During this biological process, light energy is converted into chemical energy and is passed on through successive levels. The flow of energy from a producer to a consumer and eventually to an apex predator or a detritivore is called the food chain. Dead and decaying matter along with organic debris is broken down into its concentrate by scavengers. The reducers then absorb this concentrate. After gaining the energy, the reducers liberate molecules to the environment which can be utilized again by the producers. A classic example of a food chain in an ecosystem is when the grasshoppers eat the plants, the mice eat the grasshoppers, the snake eat the mice, the eagles eat the snake. When the hawks die, fungi breaks the bodies down and turns into nutrients. The nutrients along with sand and water cause the grass to grow. Ecological pyramids. An ecological pyramid is the graphical representation of the number, energy, and biomass of the successive trophic levels of an ecosystem. Charles Elton was the first ecologist to describe the ecological pyramid and its principles in 1927. The biomass, number, and energy of organisms ranging from the producer level to the consumer level are represented in the form of pyramid. Hence, it is known as the ecological pyramid. The base of the biological pyramid comprises the producers followed by primary and secondary consumers. The tertiary consumers hold the apex. In some food chains, the quaternary consumers are at the very apex of the food chain. The producers generally outnumber the primary consumers, and similarly, the primary consumers outnumber the secondary consumers. And lastly, apex predators also follow the same trend as the other consumers, wherein their numbers are considerably lower than the secondary consumers. For examples, grasshoppers feed on crops such as cotton and wheat, plentiful. These grasshoppers are then preyed upon by common mice, which are comparatively least in number. The mice are preyed upon by snakes such as cobras. Snakes are ultimately preyed on by apex predators such as the brown snake eagle. In essence, grasshopper is eaten by a mice, and mice is eaten by a cobra, and cobra is eaten by a brown snake eagle. Food web. Food web is a network of interconnected food chains. It comprises all the food chains within a single ecosystem. It helps in understanding that plants lay the foundation of all the food chains. In a marine environment, phytoplankton forms the primary producer. Biomes. Biomes are large regions of the world with similar plants, animals, and other living things that are adapted to the climate and other conditions. There are different biomes: the tundra biomes, the taiga biomes, temperate forests, tropical rainforests, the desert biomes, the grassland biomes, and ocean biomes. Tundra biomes. In the very cold places of the world, survival isn't easy. The soil is frozen, its tough surface thawing only during summer, and no trees can grow. Yet plants and animals that are adapted for the harsh condition thrive. This biome is called tundra. Most of the world's tundra is found in the North Polar region. It is called Arctic tundra. There is a small amount of tundra on parts of Antarctica that are not covered with ice. Plus, tundra is found on high-altitude mountains and is called alpine tundra. In the summertime, the tundra changes. The sun is out almost 24 hours a day, so the tundra starts to warm up. The permafrost melts at the surface and plant life grows. However, the permafrost only disappears for a few inches below the surface. There isn't enough soil for trees to grow, so only small plants are found in the tundra. At the same time, a variety of animals come out to feast on the plants. Insects come to feed on the animals, and birds appear to enjoy the insects. The taiga biomes. Taiga is a Russian word meaning dense evergreen forest. The taiga biome, the largest biome on land, is full of dense evergreen forests. Located just south of the tundra in the northern part of Europe, Asia, and North America. These forests of conifer trees are also known as boreal forests. Conifer trees like spruce and fir thrive in this climate. The trees grew close together. This protects them from cold and wind. Their dark color makes their albedo low, and they absorb solar energy readily, keeping them a bit warmer. There are a few deciduous tree species that can live in the taiga as well, including birds and aspen, but they are not common. Many animals make their home in the taiga for at least part of the year. Some stay year-round. In the summer, birds and insects are abundant. Many bird species migrate to the taiga and breed and nest there during summer. Other birds, such as sparrows and crows, stay in the taiga year-round. Mammals include herbivores like rabbits and bulls, as well as carnivores such as lynx, wolverines, and bobcats. The temperate forest. The temperate forest biome is found in regions where winters are cold and summers are warm. Regions with these climates are common in the mid-latitudes, far from both the equator and the poles. Tropical rainforests are in regions that are consistently warm all year long, close to the equator. Temperate forests are almost always made of two types of trees, deciduous and evergreen. Deciduous trees are trees that lose their leaves in the winter. Evergreens are trees that keep their leaves all year long like pine trees. Forests can either have deciduous trees, evergreens, or a combination of both. Another kind of forest is a temperate rainforest. These are found in California, Oregon, and Washington in the United States. These forests are made of redwoods and sequoias, the tallest trees in the world. The amount of rainfall in an area determines if a forest is present. If there is enough wind to support trees, then a forest will usually develop. Otherwise, the region will become grassland. Tropical rainforests. Tropical rainforests are home to thousands of species of animals, plants, fungi, and microbes. Scientists suspect that there are many species living in rainforests have not yet been found or described. Rainforests get their name because they receive a lot of rain, an average of 80 inches or 200 centimeters a year. Rainforests are found at near the equator, where it is always warm and muggy. The temperature doesn't change very much during the year. The desert biome. Deserts are full of interesting questions. How can anything survive in a place with hardly any water? Why is it too dry to begin with? You can find at least one desert on every continent except Europe. Each desert is different in some way, but they all have one thing in common. In order for an area of land to be considered a desert, it must receive less than 10 inches of water a year. The geology of each desert is unique. Some deserts have sand dunes, great webs of sand weathered from rock that move over time as wind blows the sediments. Other deserts have no dunes but instead have unique rock formations carved by wind and streams that only flow at times when there is a moisture. Grassland biome. Over 1/4 of the Earth's surface is covered by grassland. Grasslands are found on every continent except Antarctica, and they make up most of Africa and Asia. There are several types of grassland and each one has its own name. Prairies, plains, and savannas are all grasslands. Grassland develop when there isn't enough rain for forests but too much rain for deserts. Grasslands are filled with, you guessed it, grass. There are many types of grass too. Fields of wheat are considered grasslands. Even though they are often cultivated by people, grass is special because it grows underneath the ground. During cold periods, the grass can stay dormant until it warms up. Ocean biomes. The ocean holds the largest of Earth's biomes. It covers 70% of the planet's surface. Life in the ocean is diverse. The smallest creatures that call the ocean home are so tiny that they only be seen with a microscope. The largest creatures are blue whales, which can be as much as 34 meters or 110 feet long. There are many different ways to live in the ocean too. Some animals travel huge distances through ocean water. Others stay in the same place on the ocean floor their entire lives. Some burrow beneath the sand while others float near the surface. The following links give an overview of 4 different environments where life flourishes in the ocean. Life in the intertidal zone, life in the open ocean, life in the shallow ocean, and life in the deep ocean. Life in the intertidal zone. Where the ocean meets the land, hardy animals, plants, and algae make their homes between the low tide and high tide. Life in the open ocean. The largest area of the marine ecosystem, the open ocean is home to swimming fish, drifting plankton, and other creatures. Life in the shallow ocean. In the sunlit parts of the shallow ocean, many animals, plants, and algae thrive on the seafloor as fish zoom above. Life in the deep ocean. This cold, dark world offers some very unusual extreme environments where many living things have found ways to survive. The difference between biomes and ecosystem. An ecosystem includes all of the biotic and abiotic factors that are found in a given environment. A biome is a collection of different ecosystems which share similar climate conditions. Thank you, and don't forget to click the notification bell and subscribe for more videos.